Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye. So, as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Also, make sure that you double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. You know how people become mysteriously unsubscribed. Okay, let me first of all apologize for being tardy. I was having some technical difficulties. Okay. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr. _A Shakur, on TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. Okay, hello, Emperor Rex, Aboriginal Woman, Silent D, Mr. Hotel. All right, Reggie, I see you. Claudette is in the house. I am Joy. Okay, Eileen, Atira is here. Okay, Hundia, Curly Girl, That Crazy Beach Aries, Nessa G, Juju, Tanaya, all right, that Crazy Beach Aries. I think I said you. And shout out to my mods for putting in work. Okay. So let's go ahead and get ready to get into it. I see you, Emma's blessed. All right. And so today I'm going to be talking about how our bodies are like the ocean. Now, we've had talks before. Hey, Nicole, we've had talks before about, how much of our body is made up of water, the brain, the heart, and our different organs and all of that. And so, but I'm going to be sharing a PowerPoint presentation. And I also have a video that I'll share with you later. So let's get into it. Everyone get those likes up. Please like and share. Y'all know they have me shadow banned on all channels. Okay. And so with that all being said, I'm going to pull up this PowerPoint. Here we go. How our bodies are like the ocean. Let's get into it. And so 95% of brain activity is unconscious. The unconscious mind is responsible for all sorts of important stuff and is more powerful than scientists originally thought. Okay, so that's your subconscious mind. So the part of most of our brain functions as the subconscious part. Now, current scientific estimates are that some 95% of brain activity is unconscious. These include habits and patterns, automatic body function, creativity, emotions, personality, beliefs, and values, cognitive biases, and long-term memory as well. Moreover, up to 40% of behavior is habitual, taking anywhere from 15 to over 250 days to form a new habit. So when you want to change, get rid of an old habit, a bad habit, and start doing something new, you really have to practice and discipline yourself, because it takes anywhere from 15 to 250 days, almost a year, pay attention, for you to form a new habit. 95% of the ocean. Now, here's the correlation. So if 95% of our brain functions with the unconscious part or the subconscious, right? It's no coincidence to me that 95% of the ocean is undiscovered. Most of the waters remain unexplored, uncharted, and unseen by our eyes. Only 5% of the ocean has been explored and charted by humans. The rest, especially in its depths, is unknown. Now, 70% of the earth is covered in water. Some people say 71, some scientists, but it's somewhere between 70 to 71% of the earth is covered with water. The rest is covered with land. Now, the earth holds about 96.5% of all Earth's water. Water also exists in the air as water vapor, in rivers, lakes, and ice caps and glaciers, in the ground as soil moisture, and in aquifers. Now, this has even been compared to the human body, excuse me, of which each is incredibly unique and has an individual DNA unlike any other. Whilst the human body is made up of 70% water, pay attention, the earth is covered in 70% water. The human body is made up of 70% water. Are y'all listening? Now, conclusions could be drawn from these two from these new discoveries that human tears can hold a unique memory of an individual being. Through the body's store of water hosting a complete store of information that is linked to individual experience. Let's not forget that water holds memory, suggesting that everyone is globally connected by the water in the human body, which travels through ongoing journeys whereby information along the way is always stored. You all may hear some noise. That's outside. They're doing the landscaping. Sorry. Poor timing on my behalf. Now, according to Mitchell and others, this is a scientist, the brain and heart are composed of over 70% water, and the lungs are over 80%. The skin contains 64% water, muscles 75%, kidneys 83%, and the bones are even watery. They have at least 31% of water. Now, what I try to do, because water is one of the main sources of life. When someone is pregnant, the baby is inside of the stomach in the embryonic sac, encased in water. And this is likely why you can teach babies, even when they can't even talk, you can teach them to swim because they come from the water. Water is of major importance to all living things. And some organisms, up to 90% of their body weight comes from water. Up to 60% of the human adult body is water. Okay, now with that all being said, I want you to pay attention. We should all be drinking at least, or we should try to. We should be trying to drink at least half of our body weight in water every day. It's very important that you consume enough water. They used to say drink 8 glasses, but you should actually be drinking at least half of your body weight in water. Water is very, very important and beneficial. Now, as we all know, of course, but I'm just saying, aside from the physicality of it, it is also good for memory and different functions of the brain. Because like I said, water holds memory. Now, according to Dr. Jeffrey Utz, a neuroscience of pediatrics, well, basically, he says that babies have the most water. You see, babies are born at about 78%. By 1 year of age, that amount drops to about 65%. In an adult man, about 60% of their bodies are water. However, fat tissue does not have as much water as lean tissue. Okay. Now, in adult women, fat makes up more of the body than men. So they have about 55% of their bodies made of water. Thus, babies and kids have more water than, more water percentage than adults. Through this discovery, which shows that water has memory, according to scientists, a new perception of water can be formed. Now, German scientists believe that as water travels, it picks up and stores information from the places that it has traveled through, which can thereby connect people to a lot of different places and sources of information when they drink this water, depending on the journey that it has been on. Now, I thought that was very interesting. So what do you all see? What do you all see here when you look at this picture? Someone put it in the chat. What do you see when you look at these pictures on the screen? What do you all see? Someone put it in the chat. So we have 95% of our brain is subconscious. 95% of the ocean's water, or the ocean period, has not been explored. They don't even know the depths of it. Someone says clear water, or how nature is connected to our body. Bodies of water. That's it, Terry Hinton. That's what I was looking for. I want y'all to pay attention. These are all different bodies of water. Now, when you think about it, they call the ocean, rivers, and lakes, and ponds, and streams, they call them bodies of water. Did you ever think about that? And we have bodies of water. Something that we don't even think about. Water holds memory, and so does the brain. So, with that all being said, it would seem to me that the more water you drink, the better your memory. People who are absent-minded, very forgetful, maybe they should drink more water because water holds memory. And the brain is made up of a large portion of water. And so this is why it's very important that we drink enough water daily. Some of you drinking sodas and all of that stuff, and drinking, coffee, tea, liquor, and all of those things, then you wonder why you have brain fog, why you can't remember certain things. You should be consuming enough water every day. 98.5% of DNA sequences is so-called junk DNA that scientists long thought was useless. So there's like 98% of our DNA, they just call it junk DNA. Now, I thought that was interesting because why is 95% of the universe, which is close to 98, right? Why is 95% of the universe not even visible? The rest, a full 95% of the universe, and is mysterious and invisible. There are the enigmatic dark matter and dark energy. While dark matter keeps things like galaxies together, dark energy acts in an opposite way. It pushes groups of galaxies apart and expands the universe itself. So I want you all to pay attention because Stephen Hawking talked about this before he passed. He was a part of the scientific community, for those of you who don't know him. But basically, that was the first time I heard someone say that over 90% of the universe has not been seen by man. Over 90%, 95% at least. And so much of our brain we don't use. Now I want you all to pay attention because I heard Stephen Hawking also say, this was years ago, I also heard him say that we only use 10% of our brain. 10% of our brain, when there's almost the same amount of the universe that we can't see. But here's the thing. They recently came out and debunked that and said that it's a myth. They said that we don't actually use 10% of our brain. They said we use all of it, 100%. Well, that's not true. I don't believe that's true. They said we use 100% of our brain. I absolutely do not believe that is true. And I'm going to tell you why I don't believe it's true. For one, I know a person who had several strokes and they lost their vision for a while after one of the strokes. And they said the doctor told them that a part of their brain had died. A part of their brain had died. Now, their brain isn't completely dead, of course. That's why they're still alive. But their vision eventually came back. But a part of their brain is still dead. So you're not using 100% of your brain. What about people who have traumatic brain injuries? You're not using 100% of your brain. Let me tell you why I believe they tell this lie. Because at the end of the day, if you realize how intelligent you are and how many things that you know and can understand and comprehend, and then you say to yourself, I'm only using 10% of my brain, then you may become more interested in using more percentages of your brain. I do believe that if we tapped in to the parts of our brain that we don't use, we would be like superheroes. We would literally be gods. Okay? We would literally be gods. But see, they don't want you, and by they, I mean the global elite, those who are in control and who have power, they don't want you to tap into that. They don't want you to start awakening those dormant brain cells. Okay? They don't want you to start rising into such a high frame of consciousness that they can't touch you. There's no way we're using 100% of our brains. There's no way. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. And if you think back to the movie that came out years ago called Lucy, in that movie, they said that she was using They said that humans use 10% of their brain, and then they gave her something that enabled her to use 100% of her brain. And if you remember, when she started doing that, she could actually do telekinesis. She had telepathic powers. I mean, she could just move things by just looking at them and all of those things. And I believe that's why after that movie came out, I want you to pay attention. After that movie came out, that's when they started debunking the fact and saying it's not so, it's just a myth that we only use 10% of our brains and telling us that we use 100%. I don't believe that whatsoever. I think that they changed it because they didn't want people tapping into it, right? Waking up those dormant brain cells and having the powers that they displayed in that movie. Okay? Now, but hold on. I want you all to see this video. And this will further let you know how water is so close or so connected to our bodies and our lives. Pay attention. This is a TikTok video that I did months ago. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Let's talk about the meaning of the nursery rhyme, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Now in this song, the boat is actually a reference to our bodies because our bodies are mostly composed of water. Now, our bodies are composed of 70% water, 70 to 75%. The brain is 75% water, the blood is 83%, and the heart is 79%, and so on and so forth. So it would be safe to say that when they're talking about a boat, they're actually referring to our bodies. And also pay attention because people often refer to their bodies as vessels. Now, if you look up the definition of vessel, you'll see that the first definition is a ship or a large boat. You've often heard, I'm sure, people say, you don't understand what I'm going through. We're not even in the same boat. Okay, that's because you're in your own individual vessel, your own body, and your problems are unique to others. Sometimes people say they're the captain of their own ship. Again, referencing their bodies, that they're in charge of their own life, that what they say is what goes. They don't listen to what other people outside of themselves say because they're the captain. They're in charge of their own lives. Gently down the stream. Well, that means to take things easy, nice and slow. Sit back and be very calculating in the way you move forward. Don't just lash out. Don't just start fighting against the current. That's a good way to drown or get yourself swept away. Pay attention. Life is but a dream. Well, some of the natives believe that when you go to sleep and you're dreaming, that your spirit is outside of yourself, somewhere living out its life. And that when you awake, the spirit is now asleep and you are now your spirit's dream. Now, this is, as I said, what some people believe. But also, you've heard people, I'm sure, say that death is an illusion. So is this life really a dream? Well, it very well could be, because when people come out into a higher level of consciousness, we often say that they have awakened from the slumber. We say that now they are woke. So with that being said, life likely is a dream. You see, some of us are lucid dreamers. And in a lucid dream, you actually know that you're in a dream. You also are able to control things that occur in the dream. And this is because you know that it's not real. Now, those are the people that are awakened. You see, in a typical dream, you don't realize that you're dreaming. You don't realize that you're in a sleep state. There's like a brick wall separating the dreamer from the waking state of consciousness. But once they can get around that brick wall and get into a higher level of consciousness, then they are awakened, and they too will be lucid dreamers, able to control their own destinies and able to dictate the narratives of their lives and be the captains of their own ships. Pay attention. Okay, so with that all being said, our bodies are absolutely very connected to water. And also, like I said, Sheila says she's a lucid dreamer. And so, like I said, you should be consuming enough water every day because you absolutely need it. If you're having brain fogs, memory lapses, and things like that, it's likely because you're not getting enough water. Also, remember that because we are composed 70% of water, and because we know that water holds memory, and I showed you the scientific water experiment done by Dr. Emoto, the Japanese scientist, how he spoke negatively into a glass of water, a jar of water, and how he spoke positively into another and then ignored the third. Well, the water that he spoke negatively to filled up with darkness and became, like dark, muddy looking water. And that's what happens to people when they are full of negativity, because you're made of 70% water. So the water within you is holding on to all of that memory of negativity, okay, filling you up with darkness. That's why I tell you that you should speak light and life upon yourselves and to your loved ones, specifically your children. If you're always bashing your children, talking down to them, that water within them is holding those memories, and they take these things into adulthood, and sometimes it affects the way they behave later in life and how they deal with things and how they approach problems and situations. It also may, give them low self-esteem and have them feeling having them feeling fearful, shy, and all sorts of things. Okay, so just remember, the next time you get ready to yell at your child, your grandchildren, or whatever, just remember that water holds memory, and their cells within them will hold on to the things that you say. That's right. Reggie says, I speak life into myself with my affirmations. Absolutely. Absolutely. So this was just a brief live. I just wanted to share that with you all. Everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time I go live. Someone said that they wanted to have a trivia on this channel. Well, I may consider that. But if I do have trivia, it's going to be for the members. Okay, if I have trivia, it'll be for the members. That'll be something that I'll add to the members. We'll have a trivia, and I'll consider giving away ebooks at a discount. I'm not going to give them away for free, okay? Y'all ran me ragged last time, but I'll give the trivia books away for free. For discounted prices for those who win the trivia. We may have something like that maybe once or twice a month, okay? I'll have to think about it and figure out how I want to do it. All right, so with that all been said, everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you're still subscribed, specifically if you haven't been receiving notifications. And also, let me say this. With each membership, there are different perks. Now, the free ebooks, those are only for the self-elevating memberships and the higher frequency. If you have memberships below those, you can purchase the ebooks at a discounted price. I give them to the other members for half off. Okay, so for example, the Royal Vegan Cookbook is $24.99, and for those who are not in the membership levels to get that for free, then I'll give it to you for $12.99. Also, the book about transitioning to a vegan lifestyle. Okay, that book is $10 for anyone that wants to purchase it, but the members, you'll get it for half of that. And the ones with the membership, self-elevating and higher frequency, they've already gotten that for free. Okay. Terry says, thank you, Queen, for this lovely information. You're welcome, beloved. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So with that all being said, I hope you all enjoy the rest of this lovely day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
you.